I'll kick off then.
Okay.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this morning for what's going to be an absolutely fantastic. I know it's only a short 15 minutes, but to hear from someone from a clothing company, a sports clothing company that's based in Greater Manchester, that's got unbelievable products that's sent across the world, I bet you never heard of. So we really look forward to hearing from them this morning. Before I do introduce you to Graham, I wanted to remind you about what you missed. All these events from next week that have been recorded, you can then access them on our GMAX platform. So if you have missed any, you can get those from next week. And just a reminder, today, tomorrow, Friday, and even on Saturday, we've got the online coding workshop. You can still access these live Q&As. Again, if you go onto our GMAX platform, onto the events section, and you'll find how to sign up to those. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Graham Roberts and pass you across to Graham, who's going to give you an insight into retail and wholesale distribution in Greater Manchester, and in particular the brands that his particular company make. Good morning, Graham.
Morning everybody. Okay, so I hope everyone's well. So okay, thank you, Kevin. Yes, I'm Graham. I'm the managing director of OSC Running. We're based in Hyde, Greater Manchester, and our brands, it's 3 running brands: Ronhill, Hilly and Altra, and we cover all aspects of running. That's apparel, socks, accessories and shoes. The brand this year is 50 years old, and we've always been based in Greater Manchester, founded by famous marathon runner and doctor of textile chemistry, Dr. Ronhill. We're part of a group, we're part of a larger group, and the brand's also based in the building here in Hyde. You may have heard of Mountain Equipment and Sprayway, very established and well-known outdoor brands too. Just a quick, very brief summary, so lay the sort of the foundation, a little bit about me and how sort of got into this, and then I can talk a little further about the industry and some other thoughts I have for you. Well, I joined the company when I was 21, actually 40 years ago. So yeah, I am an old man. If you're any good at maths, you can probably work out my age. So I graduated in business studies, and so I've been here 40 years. At your age, I don't think I was quite sure what I wanted to do, and even after graduating was a little unsure. But I got into this. I was a keen runner, and I saw an advertisement for a general management trainee, and that say the rest is history, really. So that's my very brief sort of entry into this job all those years ago. Just again about us and our products. We sell our products to independent running stores, of which there are hundreds around the country, and we also sell to certain key high street stores like John Lewis, who I'm sure you've all heard of on the high street, and we also export to 30 countries. And a little sort of interesting really that we design our range here in Hyde. Everything is designed. We have it manufactured all over the world. We actually sell our products. It ends up even in certain stores like Up and Running on Deansgate in Manchester. So whilst, as I say, we sell all over the country, we're very proud to be selling our products in Greater Manchester in the city centre too. Okay, so in those 40 years, I've worked in all aspects of the business, including sales, marketing, sourcing, and now general management. And as a result of that, I've been very lucky to have travelled the world from a sourcing, that's working with factories, with our products, and also selling with our developing export business. As I say, we have distributors all over the world. So I've travelled Europe. This time last year, in fact, I was in Kuala Lumpur and Hong Kong and mainland China. So I've been very fortunate, and that just proves that there are a lot of opportunities within businesses, not only in this country, but there can be opportunities not only to travel to other countries, but also to work in other countries. Okay, so we are a sports brand, but there are many other brands and businesses in the Greater Manchester region who do very similar things to what we do. Maybe not necessarily running or sport related, but fashion and corporate wear, just to name a few. There's lots of businesses in this, in this area, and basically we will all do the same thing, that we will manufacture and distribute our products, be it to stores, be it to online businesses, be it direct to the public. So very much, this is our sector, and that leads nicely on to, let's look at some of the jobs within the sector and also jobs within the business, really. And I'm just going to rattle off a few. There are many more, but sales, marketing, IT, HR, that's human resource, design, development, logistics, warehouse, finance, merchandising, garment technicians, customer service. All of those jobs, it's a bit like a jigsaw, really. You need all of those jobs to make a business work. So hopefully that just gives you an idea as to the wide variety of jobs within a organization. And my advice perhaps, or to you, would be perhaps think about the areas that are of interest to you at this stage, because there is a wide opportunity, and perhaps sometimes you're not aware of the particular roles within an organization, but they are quite diverse and quite different in many respects. Secondly, sort of point I'd like to make is look at the future, look at sort of areas and skills that are in demand and on the increase. Interestingly, several of these have come, even more higher profile due, particularly from a business perspective, due to the effects of COVID. So, for example, we witnessed a significant increase in online sales, whilst some of the high streets stores have suffered a little bit because people haven't been visiting. Online sales, both in our sector, in the food sector, have increased. So that in turn has led to a lot more sort of need and future need for web developers and logistics, everything to do with delivering online product. Other areas, we're having this meeting now on a virtual platform, and the way we communicate has changed significantly. We would normally have an office full of people here, but the majority of my team are working from home because of COVID. We're respecting the government's needs, requests that wherever we can work at home, that's what we're doing. So our IT team have set everybody up to work at home and in the office if need be. So we're communicating via Teams or Zoom, and I'm convinced that going forward in business, the way that we communicate will change, and maybe the view on working from home may change. So that in itself could create an opportunity. And just to conclude on that, last week we had our autumn winter. We have 2 sales launches every year showing our new ranges. So normally we hold a 2-day show in Manchester for our overseas distributors and reps and key retailers. We have a hotel in Manchester, we have models, we have catwalk. Of course, we haven't been able to do that this year because of COVID. So last Monday, our marketing team, we presented to about 40 customers around the world in the UK on Zoom, and the marketing team had a fantastic presentation with some video work that we'd done outside, and product presentations showing product from sitting here in Hyde, Greater Manchester, to Hong Kong and Malaysia. We were sharing our new products on a virtual platform. We wouldn't have thought of that this time last year. So just bear in mind that I think that going forward, that in itself will create opportunities for new jobs, and if that is part of your skill set, that's something to consider as well. Okay, so conscious of your time, and just like to sort of move a little bit on now to, how do you guess, what is a career path? How do you get into this? It's all right. For example, I'm saying to you, there's all these jobs available in an organisation, but how do you actually get there? So my advice would be try and narrow down your interests. I mean, as I said earlier, at your age, I wasn't too sure what I wanted, but I knew I knew I had an interest in sport, and that led me into my role. So try and narrow down your interests, and then once you've narrowed down your interest, you can always do a little bit more research, and in conjunction with your teachers, I'm sure, can give advice. But just try and narrow down and just learn a little bit more about that particular area, and again thinking ahead as to what the future needs of business may be. Yes, I mean, some of you may decide to go on to university and study further. For example, we've recruited several graduates over the years who went to Manchester University to do a clothing degree, again because they were very interested in clothing or fashion or design. And with the brands that we operate, we design everything. We design all our own products. So that was another area. I think, to me, gaining experience is also valuable. So, for example, if you could work, if you can gain some experience, say working in a part-time job or a Saturday job, for example, in a store, be it fashion, if that's your interest, or sport, learn the skills, learn about the industry, and knowledge is important. And I'll give you another example. We have recruited over the years several people who have been working in a running shop, for example, Up and Running in Manchester, I mentioned, and they started working in the store. They had an interest in running, and then they learned about product, and they learned dealing with customers, so they gained their confidence. And then we recruited, they joined our business, and I know they've joined other businesses too, because it's a very good way to recruit. They joined as a tech, we call a tech rep, which is really then going out to other stores and training staff on our products. So literally they jumped over the fence from selling products in a store to actually going into a store and in essence selling. And then that has led from being a tech rep, becoming a junior rep, and then becoming a full-time rep with an area, a responsibility, visiting customers, showing customers, taking orders, looking after that account. And then some have even progressed right up to one guy, John, is now sales director. So again, starting very much, I won't say at the bottom, but start and learn your trade, and that is a big advantage. And companies are always keen for enthusiastic people that have gained some knowledge. And even I'll just expand on that a little further to say, even in our we have quite a big warehouse here. Obviously, we're shipping out a lot of products for all our brands. And several of our warehouse team started, they joined, in essence, in simple terms, sort of packing and dispatch as part of the warehouse function. But then they progressed within that role to become team leaders. And some have actually moved across into our sales offices because, again, they built up some product knowledge, they built up their confidence, and they're now working within the sales office in a merchandising, and a communication with our retail customers. So really there's opportunities for all of you at all different levels, and don't think, oh, I don't want to go and work in a warehouse, or I don't want to go and work in a shop. Just consider that you can start somewhere and learn. It's all about learning and experience and knowledge, and as you get a bit older, you gain a bit more confidence, and that's a big positive for companies when looking at recruiting new employees. And again, even consider doing extra courses at school. We do have a full training program within the group, and we do offer training to enhance skills. But consider that yourself, that even if you finish school, that doesn't mean that you can't continue to develop an area that is of interest to you. So, conscious of time, I think my time is very up. So just to conclude, my three sort of closing points are, focus on interest, because it's always nice to combine a job with an interest. I had an interest 40 years ago, so I joined, and I'm still here. So it's always nice when you have an interest in what you do. Think about what changes will take place and accelerate in the workplace going forward. Think of what future opportunities, online, virtual platforms, sustainability, corporate responsibility, all the things that you're hearing about in the news about awareness of, as I say, sustainability, and all these things are creeping in. 40% of our products now are made of sustainable fabric, so that's another area that the design team are looking at and learning new skills and looking at what's happening in that area. And then finally, as in all things in life, you get out what you put in. So it's hard some days, I know at school, but believe you me, from an old man here, you do get out what you put in, and do treat these years as the foundations of your future career. You've got a long journey ahead of you, so really focus, and I wish you every success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Graham. Very, very informative, and some fantastic advice. Do have a look at Graham's business. Those three brands that were on the beginning of the slide. If you want to Google those, they've got separate websites, or just go to the Outdoor and Sports Company website, and you can find out more information. Thanks very much. We've slightly run over time, but thank you for attending. Any questions that do come in, we can get them answered and sent to the school. But thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully see you in the later sessions today. Thanks, Graham. Bye-bye.
Thank you.